everyone, it's Natalia, otherwise known as Soju Nights, and as promised, if you were on my Twitter, you'll know I promised to make some vegan kimchi and show you how I do it. Kimchi is, of course, a Korean food that is a staple of the Korean diet, and it's delicious. However, it contains shrimp and fish sauce, two things that I don't eat. So I have come up with my own kimchi recipe. So what you're gonna need is some nappa or savoy cabbage. I use savoy. I normally use nappa. But my grocery store screwed me over, so they didn't have any. So you'll need 2 of those, and I've cut them up. They're in there. You're going to need some sugar, some sea salt, some carrots. I'm lazy, so I got them pre-matchsticked. You're gonna need garlic and ginger, a little bit of soy sauce, an Asian pear, but if your store doesn't carry them, you can also just use an apple. We like being helpful. We have green onions, a whole bunch of them, a daikon radish. This is not 100% necessary, but I like it. And then we're going to need 2 sort of hard to find ingredients. Kelp. This is also not 100% necessary, but does make it taste better. And Korean red pepper powder. Now, I know that sometimes in certain areas, especially in North America, you can't find something like this. However, they do sell it on Amazon. I'll link it below. And you can also just use regular red pepper flakes that you put through the food processor, but like, it'll be a little chunkier. Not as fun. So the first thing you want to do is you want to cut up your cabbage. I cut it up before filming this. I will now show you the process of cutting up this cabbage. This is the cutting. Make sure if you're using a nappa cabbage, you do not, there's no core to remove, but if you're using a savoy or any other type of cabbage, make sure that you cut out the core of it because it's just not very cabbagey and it's not great. So after you do that, you're going to want to salt the cabbage and leave it to sit for like 4 hours. How much salt you use really is up to you. I like it to be like salty enough that you can taste the salt when you pick up a piece of cabbage and eat it, but not so salty that your whole body just rejects the food entirely. The first time I made kimchi, oh boy, was it a salty. Oh, it was salty. So we had to throw it all away. So don't do that. So while that's sitting, we can move on to the next thing. So the next would be cutting up the other vegetables to go in. So the carrots already cut because I'm lazy. So look at me go. Look at this carrot preparation. Boink, done. How exciting. So first, to prepare the daikon, you want to peel it. Dun, 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 dun. That does not take very long. Okay, set that aside. I don't really like the small bit. And then you just want to cut it into the circles. And once you have them like this, you can just sort of lay them out, and probably help if I move that. Chef Natalia. So next we're going to cut up the Asian pear, which you do almost exactly like the daikon. You just peel it, and then you cut it and cut it smaller. And that's, you know, that's basically the whole process. Now, if I could be competent at peeling, that would be fantastic. Made that a mess of cutting that, didn't I? Yeah. And so, after the Asian pear is done, we move on to the green onions. These are the easiest part, also the cheapest ingredient of this entire process. Basically, if they're kind of sad at the top, like these ones are, you just want to cut that top bit off, and then you want to cut the roots off, and then just chop it into little pieces. So we can do a few at a time. Dun, 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 dun. So you want to cut it into pieces that are like about an inch long or like 2.5 centimeters if you're in the right part of the world. Kidding, not kidding. I'm sort of kidding. So then you just want to cut all of them up and just add them to the bowl with all of your non-salted veggies. I love the smell of green onions. It's like regular onion, but without the painful burning that comes from cutting it. So, now that all the vegetables are ready, we can just put those aside and do the last part of this process, which would be making the sauce. Okay, so basically the way I do it is I don't do like strict measurements, but I do approximately half a cup of the hot pepper powder for each for like 2 cabbages. And then I do like 2 to 3 parts of this per 1 part of the sugar. So that's the first things that we put in. I like it nice and spicy, so put in a little extra. If you are not big into spicy food, perhaps less pepper powder. We'll put a little bit of that. Not quite. Ooh, shit! Whoops! Oh, that's Natalia. Normally, it would have fish sauce and salted shrimp in it, but as a vegan, I do not eat that. So instead, I use a mixture of a soy sauce to be sort of like the salty fish flavor and dried kelp, which I got at an Asian food market, but you can get on Amazon. So for this, I use about like a handful, I would say. It gets a little tricky. I don't know where are my scissors. I use about a large handful. It gets everywhere. So what you want to do is you just want to snip it up into just so it doesn't have to be uniform pieces. Just if there's some particularly large pieces, you can just go in there and cut them up. All right. Next, the other spices that are going in this are a ginger and a garlic. You can just buy regular pre-minced ginger and garlic, but I am a very lazy person, so I like to take shortcuts if I can, so I can be doing other things. You know, I have the pre-minced garlic and pre-minced ginger. So, sealed for my protection. So for this, this is about how much we have right now. So we're going to put in like a couple tablespoons of each, I'd say. This is the ginger and the garlic is really what gives kimchi its like distinct flavor. So about that much ginger, about that much garlic. Okay. And then for soy sauce, I usually put in like a little bit less than the amount of sugar I put in, so about that much. Okay. up into sort of a very dry paste. In traditional kimchi recipes, they're a lot more liquidy. However, this has never been a problem for me. When I mix it in with the salted everything, it turns out fine. I'll mix it slowly so you can get some seductive mixing. Okay, let me just pause this so I can just clean up the counter a little. Okay.
A few moments later.
Okay, so first thing you want to do is taste your cabbage. If it's like salty but not super salty, you're good to go. If it is a little too salty, you can actually just rinse it a little and dump some of the water and you're good. So, though I try not to use too many plastics in my life, wear gloves. Now, I have done this without wearing gloves before, and it's totally fine. It works fine, except you kind of smell like kimchi for a while. And because it's me, and I'm a bit of an idiot, I will often do something like my face will get itchy, and I'll rub my eye covered in pepper powder because I'm a dumbass. Yeah, don't do that. That's real bad. So, this comes the fun part. You just dump everything together. Here we go. Look at, oh, beautiful. I suppose I could have like not used another bowl for that, but it's kind of more fun if you do. And then you just dump everything in. Beautiful. Okay. And then you mix everything. Oh. Now you want to make sure that when you mix everything that you get it like sort of evenly saturated on like everything. Otherwise it won't have that delicious kimchi flavor. Now I think I didn't actually make enough. I think I have to make a little bit more kimchi paste for this. So I will do that. See, this is, I don't even know why people trust me to make things for them. Actually, I do, it's delicious. But it's also easy if you didn't make enough, just make a little bit more, you know? It's easy peasy lemon squeezy. And I put a ton of the kelp in before, so I don't need to add more of that.
Does this ever come out the same twice?
It does sort of come out the same time. That was a wonderful question. Ada, my producer Ada, whose kitchen I am currently using because mine is dark and ugly, it sort of comes out this, like they have the same, you know, vibe, shall we say. The thing about, you know, cooking in general is, yeah, there's a lot of chemistry to it, but there's also a lot of, like, feelings to it. Like, you know, you gotta sort of feel what you're up to. However, just remember, like, 3 parts pepper powder, 2 parts sugar, and then a little bit less soy sauce than sugar, and as much ginger and garlic as you like. You really like it really garlicky? Go to Pound Town on that garlic, you know what I mean? So you want to really like massage this stuff in. You want to like really dig underneath there to make sure you're getting everything. Trust me, it's delicious. Okay, I think we are pretty well. Ooh, shoot. So I think that we're pretty well. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. Like we're going to put it in these jars. Okay. Guess I have to take off at least one glove, huh? You just stuff it in. You want to really like pack it down because it'll start to produce juices, and the juices are what ferments it. And also, the juices can be used in soups. They make really delicious soup stocks. So what can you eat kimchi with, you might be wondering. I think like the better question is what can't you eat kimchi with? However, that wasn't the question. So I like it with pretty much everything. Oh my god, it's so good. It's like so good. Okay, sorry. I got distracted again. My favorite way to eat kimchi is in a grilled cheese sandwich. We call them the kimchi sandwiches. It's really great in ramen. I make stew with it. Kimchi fried rice is delicious. You can use it, you can make a bibimbap with it. You can put it in salads. You can do anything with it. It's like a perfect little side dish. There's one jar down. I don't think I brought enough jars to, it's fine. So this was 2 cabbages, and you saw all the ingredients. So after I put these 2 jars full, we still have this much left. So, I'm notorious for this. I should have brought more jars with me. What should I do with this? Do you have like a jar?
Yeah, in the corner.
In here?
Yeah.
Ah! We got a jar, okay?
There was another one.
This will be your personal jar.
Oh.
Here we have a mason jar.
What? I don't get one of the big ones?
Well, you can if you want. You can, if you only have mason jars at home, like say you do canning, you can definitely put it in the mason jars. However, they will reduce in size as they ferment, so that's why we pack them down so hard. So you may think that you started with a full jar like this, and you'll end up like with it about there. But we still have tons left. Oh gosh. So we found another jar, thankfully. So it was just enough to fill two mason jars and 2 gigantic 2-liter jars. So you are in kimchi heaven for, yeah. Now you just let it sit for like a week. Keep it out of sunlight. Put it in like a, cool, dark place. I usually just stick it in my kitchen cabinets because my kitchen is freezing. So you can just let it sit and it'll start to form bubbles. That's how you know that it's fermenting. Like if you press on it, all these little bubbles will come up and you're like, ooh, it's so good. And then you just wait a week and then you can eat it. Well, you can eat it right now, but it's better if you wait a week. And then you can go to kimchi heaven. I will perhaps return soon with maybe a video using this kimchi. Who knows? We'll see. All right, so this has been Food Stan. I stan food. I put down a bunch of links. Have a great day.
You're cleaning up the kitchen.